What up, fellow kids? Just kidding, and thanks for joining the evening version of Legalization News. The nighttime version. It's like 6 o'clock my time. Time is it where you're at? Let's talk about some of the stuff we missed. So, first one I find quite interesting. Boom. Marijuana legalization tribes could fill dispensary sales gap, says Governor Walz. Minnesota, according to Fox News 9. I find this one really interesting because Washington State, when legalization first happened out here, they actually negotiated with the tribes ahead of time, hoping the tribes would undercut the prices because they don't have to follow the same rules that the state follows. So this one is kind of interesting that the governor is inviting the tribes to be part of the market. I wonder if they did have a treaty ahead of time. So the State Office of Cannabis Management will now coordinate everything cannabis. So see, they mark their calendars August 1st when the law allows people over the age of 21 to have 2 pounds of pot at home or 2 ounces anywhere else. So on the hour as I signed the legislation, the website went live, and so all the background is there. So it is going to just naturally take some time to put it in, the governor's told Fox 9. My hope to see them thrive in industry. So let's see, that is unless tribal governments fill the gap. So, I mean, they're asking, and it'd be cool to see. And again, I never understood why the nation asked for permission, why they should just grow. I mean, they follow their own rules. So, I was smoking Sunday Driver. That sounds very nice, Bayou. Sounds very. Matter of fact, I'm gonna wait till the 8-minute mark. I got this laugh gas, right? So the reason why I bought this pre-roll, I buy pre-rolls anyways, but like walking into the store, they had a big ass banner, and it had the joint dissected, and it had very big claims of like with their technology, because everything's technology, that no canoeing, no running, no clopping up. So we'll find out in a bit, but try to get past that 8-minute mark where YouTube likes to flag everybody who's just trying to. I mean, again, nothing I do here I would not do in front of my kids because my fucking kids are in the same room. So is my wife. So, anyways, all right. This is the tobacco news that Tom was not looking forward to talking about. Big Tobacco's war on cannabis ignites as pre-rolls and cones are under attack. So this one I'm not too sure. Trademark lawsuits include the one that contends cones and hemp papers amount to paraphernalia. You motherfuckers. The claims are made by Big Tobacco against major cannabis companies, and the celebrities behind them are often outrageous, if not laughable, in recent trademark lawsuits. Tobacco company claimed that pre-rolled cones, organic hemp papers, and more staples of the rolling paper industry amount to paraphernalia. The latest claim is that pre-rolled cones, organic hemp papers, and hemp gum are intended for use with pot, but not traditional rolling papers with some bullshit. So let's see. The Big Tobacco's trademark war on cannabis. High Times was informed of a smear attempt on cannabis consumers and hypocritical argument at best. Republic Brands, a tobacco company owned by Don Levin, manufactures and sells OCB, Top, Job, and Zigzag rolling papers. Republic sued Raw's parent company, HBI International. So I remember that. We all remember that lawsuit. So Raw was under fire for alleging its papers were made from. So yeah, we know about the Raw part, but where's the slander shit? Trademark wars continue. This is bullshit. It's just, and again, how does this affect you and me? The guy who's buying. Well, I don't have to buy illegal weed anymore. I just go to the store. I bought this. Hell, the other day I bought an ounce, and my wife made gummies and brownies. And the brownies were well, the fuck you up. I couldn't tell you the percentages because we just didn't want to do the math. I mean, she did the math. We didn't talk about it. Anyways, next in the shit that we didn't talk about today. So this one is, in case Tom wants to, there you go. All right. So here we got shareholder alert. Robbins LLP informs investors of a class action suit against Cannabis Growth Corporation. I believe Cannabis is a Canadian company. Robbins LLP investors that a shareholder blah, 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 informs investors that a shareholder filed a class action on behalf of persons and entities. Oh, see, this is where it goes. That purchased the otherwise acquired Canopy Growth securities between 31st and May 10th, 2023. Produces, distributes, and sells diverse range of cannabis, blah, blah, blah. So what is the complaint? Here we go. Through the class period, defendants failed to disclose to investors that they were material weaknesses in the company's internal controls over accounting and financial reporting. That as a result, the company improperly booked sales of BioStill business unit. 3, that as a result, the company's revenue was overstated. For all the holy companies. And 4, that as a result of the foregoing defendants, positive statements about the company's business and operations prospects were materially misleading or lacked reasonable basis. Really, all that's going to come out to is a bunch of paperwork to show the books, right? I mean, that's what they're mad about. They're mad about the books. He loved the edibles. Dude, let me tell you. So my wife's gummy edibles were delicious. They were good. But then her brownie, so the gummies, they made me feel pretty good. But the brownie, I felt like I kept getting high. It was like I didn't need to smoke. You know when like you're like, man, I want to smoke right now, but then you're like, I don't need to smoke. So that was me for a day and a half. It was a good brownie. This is a culture one. That's one I kind of find neat. Tell me what you think. So Hop Valley, a brewing company, has a bubble stash can. So check this out. It has a little bubble stash. It looks like a beer can, but it's for you to put. Let's see what it says. Do you love bubble stash as much as we do? Do you have things to stash? Here's a super special, safe, and secure stash can for storing your stash. You're welcome. And honestly, you put that in the fridge, I bet that would help preserve your weed. But yeah, there's that one. Let's go on to the next one. Ooh, somebody was asking about Ohio. So, got some Ohio news for y'all. Let me scroll down so you don't have to read the MJ Biz headline. Here goes. Ohio lawmakers reintroduce recreational marijuana bill as ballot drives continue. So there is hope. There is hope for Ohio. A bipartisan group of Ohio lawmakers reintroduced a recreational marijuana legalization bill this week. Separately, a signature gathering drive continues for a long gestating adult use legalization ballot initiative that could go before voters in November. Ohio lawmakers have previously tried to legalize adult use via the legislative process without success. A similar bill was introduced in Ohio General Assembly in 2021, but did not receive the hearing. If House Bill 168, sponsored by Republican State Rep. Jamie Callender and Democratic State Rep. Casey Weinstein, were to be heard and become law, marijuana could be legal and possessed for Ohioans 21 and older. Retail cannabis sales would be taxed at 10%. That's amazing. The same rate the ballot initiative proposed. Good job. Criminal convictions for marijuana cultivation and possession could be expunged. Should be. Commercial cultivation, processing, and sales would be regulated by a newly renamed division of marijuana control. You gotta have the fun police. So hey, there is hope for Ohio. Let's see, where are we at here in the mark? 8-minute mark. Shit, yeah. Cheers first. What are you guys smoking on? All right, this next one looks like I got a paywall, but we'll see if I can get around this shit. No, that's not gonna be happening. All right, I'll skip that story. Wasn't that important if there's a paywall? I mean, in my opinion, but you know. All right, come on. Ooh, look at this. It's got a little plunger in here. What the fuck? Oh shit! Hold on, let's drop it. Shit. Okay, check this out. So this guy, this bad boy, look at that hole in there. So this was in the top of the pre-roll package. So it must have been this little square inside. There's a little square you can't really see. Wait, there you go. It must have been inside the hole because I can't put it back in. So it must have expanded when it came out. But I've never seen a little plunger in the pre-roll to give it the whatever effect they're going for. Let's see. Oh, I mean, it burns pretty fucking sweet. So there was about maybe 3 centimeters of hollowness to that hole. All legal. Bought at a store, goddammit. Watch me get fucking. The world's not fair, but that's why we're here. All right. Next in the news. So this is up my avenue. NIST. I think this is exciting. If you want to follow like the science part of things, follow NIST, follow ASTM. They're all doing cannabis related science. This is the science that's going to apply to us eventually, right? The DUIs, mostly that's it, right? We got to have a reason that you fucked up, and it wasn't your fault. It was the weed's fault. Dumb. But here we go. So researchers analyzed THC breath of cannabis smokers. This is according to NIST, their new sciencey. So distinguish between recent use and past remains an elusive goal, and that's it right there. You're trying to find, is it in your system because you're a fatty, or is it a system because you've been smoking like 2 minutes ago? Ooh, I bit me in a boo-boo. Hold on a second. All right. Most states in the U.S. allow people to use cannabis for medical or recreational purposes, yet all states want their roads to be safe. A breath analyzer that can accurately identify people who recently smoked cannabis might help them keep impaired drivers off the road, if such a device existed. See, my thing is, though, we're talking about impairment, and what is impairment, and how does that apply to cannabis? Because, I mean, there's definitely some don't go to work weed. There's definitely don't smoke this weed and drive. But there's also like the consumer who smokes every day, and it's not like people who are diabetic and don't take their shots, because once you go through a diabetic attack, I guess for lack of a better word, you can be like alcohol in your system. So we look at this goddamn exactly. We look at this like, what is the bad guy thing? And I think so. Like what this is going to come to, what they're going to find. So let's keep reading. But developing breathalyzers for cannabis is far more difficult than for alcohol, which people exhale in large amounts when drinking. In contrast, the toxicating component of cannabis, called THC, is thought to be carried through aerosol particles that people exhale. The total volume of aerosols can be very different, making it difficult to accurately measure the THC content. Currently, there is no standard method for doing this. True that. Now, researchers at the National Institute of Standards and Technology and the University of Colorado Boulder have conducted a study that they've collected breath samples from people both before and after they smoked high THC cannabis, aka marijuana, and used laboratory instruments, not a handheld device, to measure the amount. So this is actually the perfection of the science, right? This is, I mean, they're legit like digging into like just, I'm gonna say nonpartisan. That's the best way to put it. Here, matter of fact, let's watch the video. Check this out. I wonder if let's see.
As states around the country started to either legalize or decriminalize different types of cannabis for different purposes, right? There was medical and then also recreational use. People at NIST started to lay the groundwork to do research that would support development of a safe, reliable breathalyzer.
The field is in its infancy due to the Schedule I classification of marijuana. Therefore, there has not been a lot of that basic fundamental chemistry done on this drug.
Our goal is to develop the infrastructure for understanding cannabinoids and other compounds in cannabis that might help identify whether somebody has recently used or might be impaired, to understand the physical and chemical properties of those compounds so that we can target them in breath collection devices.
The concentrations of THC in a person's breath is very low. We're talking nanograms to picograms per mil. And each person provides 12 breaths just to get to that concentration.
It's a lot of breathing.
So the strategy that we've been using is to collect breath aerosols. So aerosols are formed deep in the lungs. Every time someone inhales and exhales, there's a process that forms aerosol particles. And it's aerosol particles that we're collecting and then bringing back to the lab so that we can analyze them for THC.
We were hoping to see if there was a difference in the amount of THC that we could collect in a participant's breath before and after they used a legal market cannabis product.
Mm.
And we expected to see higher THC concentrations in samples that we know were taken an hour after they used.
Right.
And we found that those levels were somewhat similar.
Mm.
And so that adds to the complexity of this story.
It means that our hypothesis that this is really, really hard to develop a cannabis breathalyzer is correct. This is hard, and it's going to take more than a few years of research.
As a scientist, a chemist in particular, it's really hard to get on the ground level of a new field. So being able to contribute in that fundamental way, I think really sets apart what NIST does. NIST measures. We lead, we innovate.
Laying the foundational science for a new field is incredibly important because we build on that. I mean, it's foundational. So if we don't have that solid foundation from which to start, we could not only waste a ton of time, exploring research that's not going to be fruitful because we didn't do our due diligence to begin with.
Mm.
We could also end up impacting people's lives and their freedom.
Damn.
It is a great effort to be involved in because I think it gets at something that I think NIST should do. It's measurement science. It's measurement science that needs to be reliable because people's lives are on the line. So we want to do what we can to make those measurements
Accurate.
reliable so that there is trust in them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I thought that was pretty neat. Let me close that one out. So I'm glad you guys can hear it. I didn't even ask. So also in my local news, so we got an event coming up here, the Cantana. It's actually by where I'm living. Cantana Fest, produced by Redman and Scott McKinley, locally of the Dabros, and also it's going to have Sean Kemp there. And besides that, they're going to be Redman, not Redman, but Prof is scheduled to perform. He's a pretty big name, and a couple others. Here, I'm just going to throw the link out there in the chat in case brands or people going to be in the Washington area want to come by, because I'll be there. And actually, I'm going to be there collecting signatures for one of my favorite charities is Freedom Grow. And the reason why I love Freedom Grow is because I've seen them work, right? Like, this is how I figured out how to fight the drug war besides being on a podcast or whatever the case is. This is the fucking depressing part because, like, so what we'll do, so everything in prison costs money, whether it be writing a letter, sending an email, no shit, sending an email cost them like fucking 5 cents a word or some shit like that. It's like text messaging in the 1980s. Even toothpaste, you would think shampoo, toiletries, you would think normal things to be a decent human being were covered by the prison system, and they're not. So this is how I decided to help fight the war on drugs and fight prohibition. Here, you can go to this website, freedomgrow.org. Here's another website that I'll throw in the chat. So you can do a pen pal program. Hit somebody up, let them know that they're a human being, that you believe that what they're there for is fucked up and wrong. Let them know that you're wish that you could do more, but you can put a pen to paper and let someone know they're a human being. And then there's also donations. 100% of the money I've seen goes to helping prisoners. There's nobody putting side pocket. There's nobody making out and living large on Freedom Grow money. They're all just there to help people. So a little insider information, and I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this or not or whatever, but Cookies actually gave Freedom Grow a small chunk of change a little bit ago. But the thing is, this money doesn't go, it goes fast. So legit, they were given $5K. They decided they're going to split it amongst a bunch of these families, $100 donations to like a certain amount of families, and that's it. It's gone. One shot. 5K is gone. 5K doesn't do shit. But so if you can donate to them, help them out, money goes to prisoners. It goes to help people out there, and I really suggest you do that. All right, that was fun. Not really. I mean, I love them. They're doing good work. All right, so here's some interesting news for you guys. Which one is it? Hold on a second. One of them. Shit. Let's share it together. Find out. So it is. Fuck me. In the internet. I need to get a mouse. Here, let's just push play. This is, I think, so Ben and Jerry's. One of the Ben and Jerry people is getting into the business.
Since I started getting into
Ben's getting into the business.
it did occur to me that
can't
it
read
would have
the-
made more sense to do cannabis first and stimulate the demand, but there was the problem of legalities. But it would be interesting to know whether legal weed increases ice cream sales. I'm Ben, the Ben and Jerry's guy, and we're introducing B3, which is Ben's Best Blends. It's a new cannabis brand. Jerry and I, we started Ben and Jerry's in 1978 as a homemade
So there you go.
ice cream.
Ben from Ben and Jerry's is getting into weed. And fucking I couldn't love Ben and Jerry's anymore. I don't know about you, but fucking love their stance on social justice and how things just should be. And that's why we're here. And the next one, which is now getting a little lighter, we're getting a little better. Didn't mean to put that out there, but so have you ever heard of veganic? Check this one out from I think Vice. No, GQ.
How you doing, sir?
I'm really excited to try the most expensivest weed.
Now tell me about a little bit what you like. I heard you say sativa.
I do enjoy sativa if I play basketball.
This is jump
Oh,
to
you
it.
Yeah. You play basketball? Do you still
Absolutely.
play?
Absolutely. I shot some jump shots today.
When I-
Oh, a second, we're gonna get to it here.
Veganic weed.
Yeah, there you go.
What meat is in weed? It's like, oh, is it like the cow manure that they...
The soil or something?
The
I'm
soil?
really not sure. I'm curious about that.
Marijuana has become a $10.8 billion market in the US.
Vegan.
The weed industry is growing rapidly, and no one knows growing weed better than former High Times writer Kyle Cushman.
Respect.
2 Chainz and Sarah had to meet Kyle because he's come up with the newest and most expensivest cannabis yet.
Here we
You guys
go.
ready to smoke some veganic cannabis?
Kyle is here because he came up with his own word, y'all. We've never heard this word before.
I never heard
The
it.
word is veganic, right?
Veganic. You can be organic, and then you can be vegan.
I thought that was interesting. So if you're interested in that, check out Veganic. I don't want to get like flagged or dinged or whatever. I'm gonna be legit. Like I'm here presenting news, so I swear to God, we get flagged for some stupid shit. My bad, Tom. I tried. So this one coming from AP Press. So it's like best time that this one happened. Rastafari finally gained Sacramento rights to marijuana. Antigua.
I born within the Rastafari community. My mother and father are Rastafari.
So my question too now.
We suffered a lot as children coming up. The children, Rastafari children, we couldn't go to school at one time. Parents who got caught with weed would be suffered jail time. This would help to destabilize the family. If a father get locked up, the family is going to suffer. So this helped to push Rastafari into poverty.
So this is a whole story that, again, probably could get flagged, so I'm going to stop it here. But Jamaica now finally recognizes Rastafari, marijuana as sacrament. My question now is Native American, when I was in the Navy, the ceremonies involved peyote, mushrooms, whatnot. I had a friend who was allowed to go home on leave, test positive for these drugs because they were sacrament. So what's next? I always thought religion might be cannabis's normalization type entryway besides medicine. I mean, it fucking should be normalized anyways, like beer that I'm drinking as I'm talking to you and whatever. But this could be a defense for you guys, maybe looking to getting those rules changed. All right. So the last one I got is a little bit of a cannabis culture thing. So Dab Stars, if you don't know who Dab Stars is, they're an interesting. So I know Jonah Tacoma. I met him, rather. I know who he is. He knows me, I think. It's interesting because I met him at High Times Seattle Cup, and he had a t-shirt booth. So he started this brand, Dab Stars, through a t-shirt booth. And it's like stories like that I find inspirational, especially with weed, right? Like there are so many ways that people are flourishing, making money, paying their bills, feeding their children, because of a plant. So check out Jonah's post about a hotel, I think in Missouri, with some big ass huevos.
Nick Woodward. And is Jonah over there? We got Dab Stars.
This is all in hotel.
Dab Stars coming up and they want to take
Missouri Cannabis.
What the fuck up, Missouri? Look, Dab Stars is not about us. Dab Stars is about you motherfuckers. You guys saying we legal? You're no longer the minority, you're the vocal majority, yes? Nobody gave you motherfuckers shit, you took it back. And the shit you get here today didn't come from us. We're giving it back to you because you made our business impossible, yes? You have to put your shit on the line to have a cannabis business. You have to say, fuck the banks, fuck the majority. I'm gonna stand up for what I believe in. And no one's giving you a loan, we have to support each other. So much love to AOD, much love to everybody out here. Nasty, Slappy, everyone that's supporting us. So we appreciate the fuck out of you guys. Everybody says free shit, you want it?
That's his thing, baby. He loves doing that free shit.
Marijuana, yeah?
Who doesn't, though?
How many people here still freak out when they see a cop behind them, right? You shouldn't have to do that because we're no longer criminals, right? You motherfuckers can have whatever you want. I said it before. America's a game of Monopoly that was played without you. If you were born poor in America, you were designed to stay poor. But we found a way to mobilize ourselves, yes? If you have hustle, we have love for you. If you have a cannabis business on your mind, we have support for you. Give shit away is a terrible business model. But people believe in you and people believe in the love that we have for you. And that keeps us on the road. We don't believe in competition. We believe in cooperation. We have to stick together. Because when you listen to legal, it's Philip Morris that we have to worry about is Coca-Cola. We have to stick together so we own our piece of the pie, yes? You don't have to spend money to support a business. You just have to show your support. So, whoever gets the loudest, I guess. I've done every fucked up job that you guys have. Washed your dishes, I've taken out your trash. I've done all the shit that you guys do to make money. And for 10 years, this is my job. That's dope as fuck, right? You motherfuckers give me goosebumps every time. You can't fake that. The love that I have for the community is the love that you guys have for each other. The support that you feel in this room is real. Go out here and make your dream in cannabis. We got support for you, yes? Yeah!
That's a good question, dude.
My job really was, oh, wait a minute, that's real weed. Okay, this shit should be given away, right? The price of marijuana is artificially inflated by all the legality that we went through. When you bought this bag of weed, you used to have to pay for my attorney. You used to have to pay for the time away from my family if I went to jail.
Damn.
That's no longer a part of the process, so this shit's getting cheap. Matter of fact, today it's getting free. Because it's Dutch and Tank. We love you, Dutch and Tank. Much love to Grandma today here, but they shut some love for you guys.
Hey, I found some heady shit.
Much love to Nick Woodward. He said, hey, maternity school is fuck. The whole world's sleeping on us, but Dab Stars needs to be alive, and we're going to do it. So, hey, the energy is woke here because everybody else has gotten complacent. Right now, you guys are the sweet spot where it belongs to you. If you grow weed, you can sell weed. And if you like it, we'll buy it. That's America, yeah? Nick always preparates me when it's something expensive. So we do these from Iceland to Jamaica. We went to Africa last year. We literally go everywhere cannabis goes. And it's lit as fuck every time because cannabis is a universal language, yes? to say that in Spanish. Cannabis es para la gente, for those of you who want to know. Cannabis is for the people, yeah? It's very intuitive because it belongs to you. It's not a corporation. The people who are scared are Big Pharma who's losing $300 million a year because we self-medicate with a plant, yeah? If I give you this, I'm not giving you a box, I'm giving you a responsibility to cultivate marijuana, yeah? And then you have to share it and show it to us next year, yeah? Because I imagine as many people as I see that we're going to get to do this every year. Hey, you guys showed up and showed out. More people are going to be here next year because more people missed out this year. So, I'm going to quarter you off because I've been neglecting you guys. Do we have love for Nectar Collector?
All right. Oh man, it's fucking loud. I got headphones in too. But that's fucking cool though. Missouri, New Mexico. There are places where, so Jonah, he resembles the epitome of what cannabis used to be here in Washington State. I swear, like the community almost and the culture and shit. But that's happening other places. So the reason why I brought the Freedom Grow Up thing one more time, Lance Glore's free. Just wanted to say, and they helped. All this helps. You help. That's how we get where we're at. So shout out to Lance for being free. Welcome to the outside. He just can't really do normal shit until October. So until then, then that's the fucked up process, right? Not only do they take your life, not only do they take your time, not they restrict you, they release you, and they tease you. Why? At this point, what's freedom? There's it's a lot of hibbida. But hey, one more thing before I do sign off, because that was the plan. Damn it. So nothing cooler today. Getting a bunch of emails that say I want to be a beaner, and that's because I'm going to give away some beans. So send me an email. I got 3 beans in here. Endgame mixed with lilac diesel. I'll give you a little story behind them and everything. But right now I got like 4 emails, which is cool. I mean, it was cool. Says I'm like, the progress in the world. So send me something witty. Send me pics of your grow if you want to be on that name that strain. And it's been fun to hang out with you guys. Thanks for hanging. Check out Freedom Grow, like I said, and smoke when you got them. Thanks.